What is your duty?
To serve the Emperor's will.
What is the Emperor's will?
That we fight and die.
What is death?
It is our duty.
This is Darktide, one of my favorite Warhammer games, and it's basically Left 4 Dead, but taking place in the 41st millennium. You and 3 of your friends wipe out heretics and traitors possessed by the chaos god Nurgle, the god of filth, disease, and the moldy cheese of Lunchley.
The traitor has at last been identified.
For the Emperor!
For the lore of this game, you worked with the Inquisition, which is basically kind of a group that hunts down chaos. Now, out of that group, you have 4 classes. You have Veteran, Zealot, Psyker, and Ogryn.
Not part of the Astra military. Not part of the Imperial Guard no more.
All 4 of these classes are very unique in this game. My class specifically that I've been playing a lot is the Veteran, just because I'm a very highly fan of the Astra Militarum. I love Guardsmen, but I've also been kind of touching on other classes like the Zealot, who are very fun, very high-octane melee build. And there's also characters like the Psyker, who basically kind of atone with the warp, who basically use their magical abilities and kind of just kill everything in front of them. And then there's the Ogryns, who are like the abhumans of the group, and they're like these big hulking guys with heavy weapons or a ballistic shield, and they're really fun and tanky, so if you like that kind of playstyle. Now, what makes Darktide also really fun and has this personalization of each class is the skill tree system, which I think came out a year ago. But when I started playing, I really liked this system. I like games with kind of like a skill tree of 3 options and kind of atone to different kind of builds that you like. For example, I really like commissars in 40k, and one of the characters I tried to do was make a commissar build. And knowing that I have the skill tree system and there is perks that I can choose where I can be both powerful in melee and ranged builds, I can basically go down that path and use something like the bolt pistol and the chainsword. In addition to the skill tree system, there's also the kind of weapon crafting. Now, if you played games like Destiny, now I haven't played Warframe or all those other looter shooters, but Destiny is definitely one of those shooter games that I've definitely played. And one of the things I'm not a real big fan of is the RNG drops. So for example, every time you go through like a raid or a dungeon, you always get like a random set of loot. In Darktide, you know, you get 1 or 2 new weapons every other run. However, when you do play the game, the reason why it's so special is because you can craft your own weapons. There are weapon masteries. Now, weapon masteries are actually very easy to grind through when I found this out. You can actually just easily level it up every time you sacrifice weapons and dismantle them and unlock every perk you need. In addition to that, you can also customize what perks go on that weapon. So if you have the amount of resources, which are very easy to get at high difficulty, I think. Once you can have access to high difficulty, I highly recommend doing them, because the amount of resources, the amount of currency you can get out of those missions is enough to really get the type of build you want, and then focus on just constantly upgrading that weapon until it gets to max level. So now that I've talked about the weapon crafting, the skill trees, and the classes, what exactly can you do when you're kind of, let's say hypothetically, done with all those things? You hit your masteries, you've done your skill tree, you hit max level, which is level 30, etc. Well, you can obviously do the Auric mission. There is some endgame content in this game. Ongoing live service aspect of this game is actually pretty decent. Fatshark has been adding a lot of content, and this game is about to hit its 2nd year very soon. Now, for the cons of this game, I would say it is kind of minimal. Now, a lot of people are complaining about this part of the game, and I do agree, but also comparing to a lot of other games, I guess I just don't have a lot of problems with it, just because I'm very numb to the modern gaming aspect. One of the things that I dislike is the shop. So in the shop, it's a FOMO generic Fortnite kind of shop, but in Vermintide 2, apparently you can actually just buy cosmetics on a separate like page, and it just has all of them on a tab. And in Darktide, you do have to wait for every other cosmetic, and some of the cosmetics are kind of just reskins. And also, I don't really like the FOMO. I think when it comes to Warhammer, there are a lot in the universe, especially those that are fan favorite because of their lore. One of the outfits I really want is the Deathcore of Krieg, which is one of my #1 favorite guardsman regiments, and I can't get those because I don't know when it's gonna come back in the store. So I really hope that Fatshark change that aspect of the game. The monetization just isn't that good, especially when you can actually just unlock through the penances. So you just do these kind of achievement challenges and unlock cosmetics. And another thing I hope they add is more enemy types. One of my cons, I guess, would be the types of bosses I've been fighting. There's really only been 3 I've really encountered. I'm not sure if there's more. One of them is like a Chaos Beast. The other one is the Beast of Nurgle, which are really cool, and a Plague Ogren. I was really hoping maybe we can fight like a Death Guard. I know that wouldn't make sense because Space Marines are extremely strong in 40k, but I'd really love to fight one. But that is all I have to say for Darktide. Now, would I recommend it? Yes, definitely. Warhammer has been getting a lot of fun games. I mean, there is a list of them that I would recommend, like Space Marine 2, Mechanicus, etc. Darktide is definitely one of those games I really like because I love Left 4 Dead, I love horde shooters, and I really hope that they make more shooters with Warhammer. So if you like this video, subscribe, leave a comment down below of what you think of Darktide and how long you've been playing maybe. I'm gonna go continue playing Darktide myself today. But like I said, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for 100 subscribers. I've been really enjoying all this video making on the side as a hobby. I've just been very busy. Hopefully I can make a new video. I am planning on just kind of doing a double upload, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for watching.